successful, and that's kind of where it's at.
And then what have your conversations been like with him, and how have you seen him kind of process not just this specific injury, but kind of how the season has gone so far?
Yeah, he hates to lose and he hates not playing, so that's a tough combination for him. But he's been attacking the rehab, and like I said, I expect him to be back as soon as he possibly can.
When it comes to the run game, the last few weeks we've talked about this before. Of teams kind of keying in on the run game, loading the box. As an offense coordinator, how do you kind of try to fight around that and remain efficient in the run game, even when that's the case?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of getting behind early, where you abandon it at some point. Around the third quarter, you're trying to catch up, which hasn't helped, and then just trying to find the right matchups. The right personnel groupings, different things to take advantage of, maximizing your personnel. We got to do a good job of that. I feel like the guys that we're asking to step up and play have gotten a better feel for the offense at this point and should be able to start making some strides that'll help us, not only in the run game, the pass game as well.
Following up on the run game, do you feel like early in the game when you guys were trying to get it going, is the offense doing a good job of taking what's there, or have you seen guys kind of trying to maybe do a little too much? I
think all of us are pressing a little bit. Yeah, you definitely feel that. We got to take what's blocked. I thought that's one thing C-Rod did a really nice job when he came in. We got to take what's blocked, and then the big plays will come. But I think as an entire offense, we're pressing, and we've got to just make the routine plays and allow those big plays to happen.
With regards to big plays, you guys have not been throwing the ball or have not been as successful down the field as you were last year. Obviously, the personnel has changed a lot. And there's obviously the injuries. What is it, do you think, in general, that has led to that?
Yeah, I think we had really good rapport last year with those guys that were out there playing, and we're able to connect on a bunch of those throws, and we haven't hit them this year like we did, and I think that's just how the game goes sometimes.
And with the running game, you mentioned Chris Rodriguez. You guys moved on from Brian Robinson. It sounds like you guys ultimately wanted to get maybe more explosive plays out of the backfield, but you haven't used Rodriguez a lot. And the Robinson part was a key last year, providing that interior running toughness, whatever. Is that something that maybe you guys have gotten away from too much? And as you had mentioned, what he did this game, maybe some sign of something to come? Yeah,
I think you go through flows of the season, and different guys kind of are called upon to do different things. And every time we've asked C-Rod to step up, he's played at a high level, and so he did that once again. But that's an area, like I said, I think we've got to be able to get what's blocked, and then when we have a chance to make a big one, we got to take advantage of that as well.
Hi, Coach. Coach Witt talked a little bit about changing some things up, trying to do different things to try to get that side of the ball going. So in getting the offensive side of the ball going the way you want it to go, what are some of the things that need to happen as you face Detroit this week? Yeah, we've got to finish drives, continue to hurt ourselves in critical moments, whether it's a third down that we convert, get called back, a fourth down we convert, get called back. The turnovers keep haunting us. So I think those are areas that keep showing up week in and week out, and it's I think it starts at practice, obviously. So we're trying to tighten some things up there and making sure that the accountability is there in practice when we're repping, treating it like a game, and making sure that when those situations arise in practice that it's a game mentality. Could you talk a little bit about facing the lines and what you have to do with them? Yeah, they're an aggressive defense. Play a lot of man coverage, get down in your face, and Coach Shepard has them playing at a really high level this year. I've been really impressed with what they do. 97 is as dominant a player as there is in the league, and they got a bunch of Pro Bowlers flying around on that side of the ball, so it'll be a huge challenge.
How much has losing Austin Eckler affected what you've wanted to do on offense? Yeah,
he had a great year for us last year. He's a dynamic pass catcher, very explosive, make people miss in space. So that was definitely an element that helped. But we've had other guys that, we've brought in that we think can fill those roles. We just got to get them going.
As a coach, when you're dealing with so many new receivers coming in, what's sort of the challenge of getting them up to speed even when they're new in season and making sure it's cohesive?
Yeah, I think just building a rapport with the quarterback and getting the amount of reps you'd like to get, that's hard this time of year when you have some injuries and you're tapering back some of the reps. It's just hard to get time on task together. So that's the biggest thing. The guys have come in and done a good job studying, working hard, extra meetings, all that. It's just getting the timing down on the field, full speed, not a ton of reps to go.
I know Jayden's obviously out right now, but what effect did you see on him missing a couple games, coming back, missing another game, missing that time, and then not having a lot of guys? What kind of effect did you even see last week on him?
Yeah, I think when you haven't practiced a ton with a certain group of guys, you're always going to, there's going to be some trust. You're trying to figure things out kind of in game, and that's always tough to kind of solve that when you're playing against a really good defense. But I thought he battled like he always does, made a bunch of plays for us, kept us in. We just weren't able to convert when we needed to.
How much has it impacted the pass game with the amount of single high coverages, the more man coverage? How has it impacted what you guys want to do, and how do you adjust with that?
Yeah, you got to be able to try and take advantage of your matchups when you can, when they are going to go single high and play man coverage. And so far we haven't really been able to attack that or make them pay like you need to if they're going to do that. And so that's something we've been working on, and hopefully we can improve.
With a guy like Jayden, because there was one time I know he's looking at Jayden down the left side. He's playing in the slot in college. You're up now. You got a guy pressing you. Where is he at in terms of being able to beat that kind of coverage?
Yeah, it's a work in progress. There's no doubt. For a young player in college, you see a bunch of zone coverage, particularly in the slot. So he's still developing in that area, but he's been game. Anytime we put him out there, he's up for the challenge, and we just got to keep growing with him.
As well, and guys not getting fined, and then I guess are you involved in sending in those plays to the league at all?
Yeah, we'll point out plays that we felt could have been fouls, but I just want all guys to be protected equally. It's a bit subjective, it feels like, but I understand the game is.